in my greatest, if I had one wish, it would not be to be rich. It would not be to save the homeless people. It would not even be to have God send Christ back onto the earth. It would be to be allowed to exhume Freud from, or not, no, have Freud reborn through Hindi technology and make him the modern age holy God. Now, I know this sounds controversial because I conflict with a lot of Freud's ideas, but if Freud came back in the generation under the millennials, he would be able to conflict with his old self and my interpretation of conflict with his old self to a point of psychological divinity and modern thought that would be so massive, so brilliant, and so amazing. It could fix everything. But if I could intervene with America for just one moment, you do realize if you don't let communist China take over, that means you're invoking free market equality. That means the guys with the largest consumer base, then therefore at that point, from a statistical standpoint, under which a nation exists and is confined by a population of consumers, all making adequate wages, not enslaved, living equal lives, is going to be technically the number one economy on the planet. Now, there's a lot of economists from The Economists who spoke about how we can maintain being number one. This is where I have a problem with economists. That doesn't make sense. If your population is like 400 million people and their population is is 1.6 billion freaking consumers, clearly they're going to eventually dominate in variable numbers necessitative to the global market standpoint, especially considering they've already dominated the planet through supply, not demand of security, which is unnecessary in a modern, equalized, fair trading world. So once America gets over this delusion, all the other this is like that chief vampire of delusions, creating the disproportionate lack of self recognition and self-fruition to all the variable values which America has dominated to try and prevail in spreading. But I guarantee you, if America goes out to the world and travels this summer with the highest number of COVID cases on the planet with all their money and continues not to spend money and time in local communities spending their absurdly over wealthy dollar, and at least do what Jay-Z did and buy like a bag of soccer balls if you're going to go take a tour in Africa for just one day. Go out to a village, buy a bunch of soccer balls, which cost like 40 cents in Africa. Distribute them, play soccer with the kids for a day, and then go back to your luxury resorts and do whatever you want. Have sex with your wife, have sex with a couple local prostitutes. I don't care. I really don't. I just want you to leave me alone from now on. If I don't get out of here. If I do get out of here, then clearly you'll have to left me alone because you won't be around me anymore. That's my only goal.